Hello everyone, I'm Jabakripa Rosley. I welcome you all to a new video from my channel. Today I'm bringing you the video from the topic capital budgeting. This topic comes under both management accounting and financial management. Hope this video is helpful for you to get an insight into this topic. Before getting into the video, first of all, I thank all of you for the support you're giving for my channel. And if you're new to this channel, I request you to kindly like the video, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified for my every new video. And also don't forget to drop your valuable comments below and share this video. Right, without delay, let us get into this video. Since this is the first video in capital budgeting, I have planned to give all the basic things related to capital budgeting in 8 different topics. So as for the content of today, I am planning to cover introduction to capital budgeting, definition of capital budgeting, features of capital budgeting, need and importance of capital budgeting process, investment decision rule, types of capital budgeting decision, and capital budgeting techniques. Right, let us see everything one by one. Introduction. An efficient allocation of capital is the most important finance function in the modern times. It involves decision to commit the firm's fund to the long-term asset. The long-term assets are those that affects firm's operation beyond the 1 year period. The firm's investment decision is also known as capital budgeting decision. To understand the term capital budgeting, first we have to understand capital and budgeting. What does mean by a capital? The word capital refers to be the total investment of a company or a firm in money, tangible and intangible assets. Whereas budgeting is the art of building budgets. So now with this we can understand the meaning of capital budgeting. Definition of capital budgeting. In the words of Charles T. Crongreen, capital budgeting is a long-term planning for making and financing proposed capital outlays. In simple, capital budgeting decision is the firm's decision to invest its current funds most efficiently in the long-term assets in anticipation of an expected flow of benefits over a series of years. Let us assume, suppose we have a revenue of rupees 1 crore with a firm, right? So if I am having the 1 crore as a saving, so as the time passes by, the value of the 1 crore get reduced in the future course of time. Then what is the other option? I can put the amount in savings, and again the return I get from the saving will be very less. So now I have to invest. Instead of investing my money in some other place, it is always advisable to invest in my own business so that my business get the wealth of my business get maximized. So when I'm going to make a long-term investment for my business, I have to be very careful in choosing the best alternative available for my investment. So we have to do a lot of analysis when we are going for an investment for a long term. Either you can expand your business, or you can step into new ventures, or you can buy some assets that support the business to grow further. So all that are there in the criteria. You have to see that, so which particular investment is going to assure me a good return over the period of time. So that is what you will be deciding through capital budgeting. Features of investment decision. Features of investment decision are, we can also say that, characteristics, or we can also say that feature or characteristics of capital budgeting decision. So when we make capital budgeting decision, what are the important characteristics or important feature is there in the capital budgeting decision? It is the exchange of current funds for future benefit. I have a fund at present. Now I am giving this current fund in an investment, in a capital investment, so that I, with the expectation that this particular investment is going to generate revenue for me, going to give cash inflows for the business in future course of time, and I am going to invest this amount in the firm's long-term asset with the expectation that the future benefit will occur to the firm over a series of years. It is not like a fixed deposit where I invest and I get the return in some future course of time. I am investing it in the business with the expectation that it will generate me income in a series of years. Need and importance of capital budgeting. Why do we need to study about capital budgeting? Why is this capital budgeting is so important? This is because for the following reason. First, growth. The capital budgeting decision is a step taken by the firm towards the growth, where the firm is ready to give its current funds with the expectation or anticipation of getting it maximized in the future. Next, risk. So, to manage the risk faced by any business, it is always advisable to plan your portfolio in a better way. That is, diversifying the business into a different area so that we could balance the risk. When we are making such decision to diversify our business, we should be very careful so that the risks get balanced in the future. So it is a riskier decision, hence we need to give more importance to it. Next, funding. So when we are going to make a decision for a long time, when we are going to make an investment in a long term asset, we have to make sure that we have enough fund to carry out the particular decision. We have to make sure, so once we are clear with our decision, we should also make necessary arrangement of the fund required to carry out the investment both internally and externally. Irreversibility. Any decision you take through capital budgeting is a long-term decision, as we have seen earlier. So this long-term decision is quite irreversible or reversible at a great loss. So we have to be very careful before we take the decision. And finally, complexity. Complexity here is once you have take the decision, as we have seen in the previous point, it is irreversible because all the other decision, short term or mid term decision we are going to take in the near future is purely based on the long term decision we are going to take right now. Hence, we should be very careful considering the complexity nature of the decision in taking a capital budgeting decision. So for all this reason, the capital budgeting is a very important decision of the firm. Capital budgeting process. So now we have understand something basic related to capital budgeting. It is also important to understand the process involved in capital budgeting. So the process begins with identification of various investment proposal. So now we have planned to make a capital budgeting decision or an investment decision. So when we are going to do an investment decision, the first thing we have to do is find all the possible investment proposal. Are we going to expand our business? Are we are going to buy new machineries for our business? Are we are going to modernize the process? Or we are going to step into new business? So we have to find every possible investment proposal. So once we have identified all the investment proposals, now we have to screen or match the proposal. Screening, in this stage we will be checking every individual proposal matching with the business, or that could be more suitable for our business to get along and step into a good position in the future. So after screening, we would have shortlisted few proposals that could be really matching for our business. Now we have to evaluate these proposals based on some criteria. See, we are going to work out problems in this evaluation area. So we have some capital budgeting technique. Using that, we will be evaluating how financially the capital budget investment is going to assure me future benefit over a series of years. So after doing all the calculation and analysis, we will be fixing the property. So once the property is fixed, so we will be getting approval from our board of directors or shareholders and other people, other stakeholders in the business to make sure of proceeding further in the process. So after the approval, we will be implementing our capital budgeting decision. So once we have implemented the capital budgeting decision, the final step in the process is performance review of feedback. So you may wonder why I am telling performance review of feedback. Just because it is an irreversible decision, what is going to do with the performance review of feedback? So when we do such reviews, we get an idea of where things goes wrong or what have to be improved in the near future, because business will always take some capital budgeting decision. So the review or feedback you get from a particular capital budgeting process may help you to improve your decision when you take a capital budgeting decision for the next time. So these are the process involved in capital budgeting process. Investment decision rule. So what are the rules to be followed in making investment decision? The investment decision should maximize the shareholders' wealth, because the current fund we are going to invest for our future benefit is the fund which is supposed to be shared by the shareholder. So when we are going to invest the fund, instead of sharing it to the shareholder, we should make sure that it is maximizing the wealth of the shareholder. It should consider all the cash flows to determine true profitability of the project. The true profitability of the project can only be determined after considering all the inflows and outflows. So if we make a wrong decision by only considering the inflows from the project, we cannot get the true profitability of the business. It should provide for an objective and unambiguous way of separating good project from bad project. Our investment decision should be structured in such a way that it is clearly helpful for us to identify the good project comparing the bad project. It should easily separate the good and bad project. It should help ranking of projects according to their true profitability. The investment decision should help us to rank the project. Why we have to rank the project instead of choosing one best among that is because sometimes if we are not able to start anything with the thing in the first rank, we can always proceed with things in the second rank. Or in the near future, we can also consider the second rank if we have any additional fund. So always our investment decision should rank the uh, proposals in the investments. The investment decision should recognize the fact that bigger cash flows are preferable to smaller ones and early cash flows are preferable to later ones. So bigger cash flows, we all know that. So we always prefer something which is giving a bigger cash flow. We prefer a project which is giving 25,000 compared to a project which is giving 20,000 every year. What is mean by a yearly cash flow? Suppose let us take an example of two project. One project I know which is giving me a income of 40,000, 30,000, 20,000 and 10,000 in the respective 4 years. In the other hand, the other project is giving me a return of 10, 20, 30 and 40,000 in the respective 4 years. Now if we sum up the return we are getting from the both the project, that is going to be one and the same, but you have to choose the project that is giving a bigger return in the earlier periods. That is the project which is giving 40,000 in the first year, 30,000 in the second, 20, 10 in the following years, because the more the money we get in the early period, the more useful it is. The investment decision help to choose among mutually exclusive project, that project which maximize the shareholders wealth. So when we have mutually exclusive project, mutually exclusive means if you choose one thing, the other is going to be rejected. That is what mutually exclusive project. So when we are going to make such decision, we have to choose that project which is helpful to maximize the shareholders wealth, and it should be a criterion which is applicable to any conceivable investment projects independent of other. So when we structure our investment decision, that investment decision should act as a criteria not only for the present evaluation, it should be a clear and unambiguous criteria for any independent project decision we are going to make in the near future. Types of investment decision. We may think about investment in different way. The one way of classifying investment is as follows, where we are investing to expand our existing business. That is, we are doing business in one area, we are planning to expand it into the other area, or we are planning to expand the volume of the business. And another type is expansion of new business, so entirely stepping into a new business, or replacement and modernization. So either you are replacing the existing machine, or we are going for machineries which is more advanced in nature. So, and we have yet another useful way to classify the investment as follows: mutually exclusive investment. Mutually exclusive investment means the two best alternative means, so either I can go for investment, suppose I have a good labor support, I can go for buying those machineries which are less in cost but can be operated by laborers. It is one choice. The other choice is, if I have scarcity of laborers, I can go for capital intensive machinery, so that I don't need to hunt for laborers for working this process. So if I choose one idea, I have to forego the other idea. That is what mutual exclusive investment. Independent investment. Independent investment means the investment decision I take right now is not depend upon the any other investment decision. For example, already I have one factory, one assembly line. I am also planning to expand in one more assembly line. So this is no way going to affect the existing assembly line. So this is an independent decision. Contingent investments. Contingent investments are dependent projects. The choice of one investment necessitates the undertaking of one or more other investment. So, for example, if a factory is planning to construct it unit in a remote area, so it has to plan of other contingency investment, either to build quarters for its employees or arrange transportation facility for the employees. That is what we call it as contingent investment, because when we make some investment with no choice, we have to also expand our investment in this area. That is what we call it as contingent investment. These are the various types of investment decision. Evaluation criteria. So as I told you already, this evaluation is what we are going to learn under capital budgeting. This has two things. Okay, the first is traditional method or non-discounted cash flow criteria. Traditional method, we will be seeing about payback period, post payback period, accounting rate of return. In modern method, we will be seeing about net present value, discounted payback period, internal rate of return, and profitability interest. I'm not explaining this concept because I'm going to uh, upload video on every single technique separately. Okay, so just I'm giving an intro that I'm going to upload video on this topic. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you like this video. So as I told you earlier, kindly like my video, give your valuable comments, share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.